The obstacle is the way. The obstacle is not the enemy. The obstacle is the path. There's a hidden strength most never tap into. Not because they don't have it, but because they were never taught to see struggle the right way. Ryan Holiday revives ancient Stoic wisdom for the modern world, proving that the things we avoid, pain, rejection, delay, failure, are the very things that forge greatness. This book isn't just a motivational pep talk. It's a blueprint, a toolkit, a shift in thinking that reframes problems as possibilities and detours as directions. Let's explore how every setback is secretly a setup for growth, strength, and power. Chapter 1. The Modern Myth of Easy Success. We're sold a fantasy that success is linear, predictable, smooth. But the reality, it's often chaotic, messy, and painful. Holiday challenges the narrative that great things come easily. In truth, every innovator, leader, and creator faced crushing setbacks. They didn't get lucky, they got resilient. The easy path doesn't build character. It doesn't refine focus or test grit. It leaves us soft, unprepared. But obstacles, they shape us, they sharpen us, they strip away what's non-essential and reveal what's strong. What looks like a dead end might actually be your deepest turning point. It's not the lack of resistance that produces greatness, but the pushback, the moment you want to quit but choose to keep going. When you accept that the path forward is the one filled with thorns, you stop resisting reality and start using it. That's the dangerous gift. What blocks the way becomes the way. Chapter 2. Perception is the first battlefield. When a crisis hits, what's the first thing that collapses? Not resources, not skills, but perspective. Most people spiral. They panic, freeze, react emotionally. But the Stoic warrior steps back, breathes, observes, reframes. Holiday teaches that perception is not passive. It's a weapon, a tool, a shield. How you interpret the challenge in front of you determines whether it breaks you or builds you. You can't always control what shows up, but you can always control how you see it. The moment you shift from, "This is happening to me," to "This is happening for me," everything changes. What if this delay is buying you time to prepare? What if this rejection is redirecting you towards something better? What if this crisis is the test that trains your leadership? When you master perception, you become unshakable. Not because things don't go wrong, but because your lens never does. That's the battlefield. And that's where you begin to win. Chapter 3. Control what you can. Dismiss what you can't. So many leaders waste energy on the uncontrollable. What people think, what markets do, what others say. But Stoics knew better. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Holiday reminds us, your peace, your power, your progress, all come from staying grounded in what's yours to control. You can't stop the storm, but you can control your posture, your patience, your presence. Trying to fix everything breeds anxiety. Focusing on what's yours to shape builds clarity. This chapter invites us to become boundary keepers of our energy, to stop leaking attention on the external, and to pour that focus inward, on discipline, habits, reactions, and intentions. Let others spiral. Let the world shift. Let opinions fly. You stay still. You stay grounded. When you master this, you stop flinching at every hit because you know your power is rooted far deeper than circumstance. You're no longer ruled by chaos. You're governed by clarity. Chapter 4. Action is the antidote to fear. Most people think they need to feel ready before taking action. Holiday burns that myth down. Fear thrives in stillness. Overthinking magnifies doubt. The longer you wait, the bigger the monster gets. But movement cuts it down. Action doesn't eliminate fear, it transforms it into momentum, into data, into direction. Feel afraid? Move anyway, not recklessly, but decisively. Send the message, make the call, ship the draft. Holiday reminds us, forward is the only way through. You can't think your way out of stuckness. You act your way out. And when you move, new options appear. New strength is unlocked. The fog lifts. Not because it disappeared, but because you stopped standing still. You don't wait for perfect confidence. You develop it through action. And that's what separates the doers from the dreamers. Chapter 5. Persistence over perfection. Edison didn't invent the light bulb in a moment of genius. He failed over 6,000 times. Why do we remember him? Because he didn't stop. Holiday breaks the illusion of flawless success. The best rarely win because they were the first or the smartest. They win because they don't stop. Persistence isn't glamorous. It's grind. It's showing up on the 37th try with the same fire you had on the first. It's rewriting the email, pitching again, building after the collapse, starting over when most would walk away. This chapter isn't about hype. It's about endurance. You don't need perfection. You need resilience. You don't need genius. You need grit. Every overnight success you admire, look closer. You'll find a decade of invisible effort, of showing up when it wasn't working. And that's the real flex. Chapter 6. Amor Fati. Love your fate. It's one thing to accept difficulty. It's another to embrace it. Holiday introduces the Stoic concept of amor fati, to love one's fate. Not tolerate it, not resent it, love it. This mindset flips the script entirely. That failed pitch? It shaped your resilience. That breakup? It freed your focus. That lost job? It opened a better door. Life isn't happening to you. It's happening for you, even when it hurts. The Stoic doesn't curse the storm. They learn to dance in it. They use it. They say, good. This will make me stronger. Amor Fati is freedom, because once you fall in love with the struggle, nothing can break you. You stop asking, why me? And start declaring, let's go. This isn't blind optimism. It's fierce acceptance. And it gives you access to a kind of power most never touch. Chapter 7. The obstacle is your edge. Comfort never created greatness. Growth lives in resistance. Holiday shows how every leader we admire was forged in friction. It wasn't ease that refined them. It was adversity. Your edge, your genius, your strength, your character is shaped in the hard moments. In the rejections, the injuries, the silence, the struggle. What if your greatest strength is hidden in your current obstacle? This chapter reminds you that challenge is not just pain. It's potential. It's the heat that purifies, the weight that builds muscle. You're not being punished. You're being prepared. Every time you push through something you thought you couldn't survive, you expand. That's the edge. That's the gift. Chapter 8. You're not stuck. You're in training. Setbacks don't mean failure. They mean preparation. Holiday reframes hard times as your curriculum. Tailored, targeted, exact. That client ghosting you? Teaching patience? That pitch falling flat? Sharpening your message? That public flop? Humbling your ego? Every challenge is a test, not to punish, but to train. And once you start seeing obstacles this way, you stop resenting them. You start respecting them. The training is brutal, but it's building someone unbreakable. You're not falling behind. You're leveling up. Welcome to the Gym of Greatness. Chapter 9. Turn Trials into Triumphs. Holiday closes with a reminder history has proven over and over again. It's not the talented who win, it's the tested. Nelson Mandela endured decades of prison. Lincoln suffered devastating personal and political losses. Oprah faced abuse and rejection. What made them legends wasn't the lack of pain, it was what they did with it. Every obstacle they faced became a platform. That's your power too. You don't need things to be easier. You need to become wiser, stronger, clearer. The obstacle is not your enemy. It's your edge, your mirror, your mission. This was The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. Brought to you by Success Resources, Books Insights. You don't need to become more. You need to become present. This is more than mindset. It's a mission. Keep seeking, keep growing, keep giving. And together, let's make the world rich again.